I'm at Segerstrom Center today in Costa Mesa, about to get a backstage tour of Costa Musical. Let's go on in.
The way that our show sets up, the primary items that are located on stage right are our video world setup, our lighting setup. We do carry part of our prop setup on this side of the stage, and occasionally wigs, which it looks like they are here today on this side of the stage. So everything that we travel with 6 tractor trailers, which range in weight limits from anywhere from 68,000 pounds up to 79,000 pounds. Everything that you see that we travel with comes completely with us. We have 1 trailer of props, we have 1 trailer of wardrobe and hair, we have 1 of just scenery, we have the remaining 3 comprised of lighting, video walls, video equipment, audio, pit, etc. So it's quite a bit of stuff we travel with. When this stuff travels, it all obviously is either in component parts or it travels inside boxes. We'll take a walk downstage. I can show you a little bit of each of those. This is video. This is lighting world behind Dimmer Beach. If you look over there, you'll see a couple of light boxes lit up. Those are our work boxes. Anything that doesn't have its own container will fit within the work boxes. Think of it this way. Each department, lighting, carpentry, electrics, hair, wardrobe, all carry their own individual work boxes that are specific to their departments. So for instance, lighting carries spare lamps, fog juice, spare component parts, but they also carry hand tools. Because obviously, if we're all trying to work on a project, we can't feed out of one source of hand tools. So every department carries things that they need to complete their job. Just so you guys kind of are aware, we are well over several miles of cable that we travel with. The trucks that these guys ride on weigh close to 79,000 pounds because of all that cable that we travel with. Okay? But the wall has always been a component the whole time. So, except in both the 2 London and New York productions, it was actually what we call a travelator, and we had 1 wall that actually would travel downstage and do different things. For tour purposes, something like that is very hard to travel. So we came up with 2 individual walls, which gave us an upstage and a midstage.
Rather than having to push forward and backward.
Exactly.
And the walls are conceptual, it allows us to travel and create some innovation in the show. But basically,
the pit actually sends data feeds to both audio, lighting, and video, and every one of those is interconnected, and that's great and terrible all in the same breath, because the minute something doesn't work, it's a triple, it just kind of fans out across the whole production. Effect. Exactly. But in terms of the walls, yes, it's a technological show. You have computers, you have sensors, you have all sorts of things that if something decides it's having a bad day. During the show, the local crews actually work out of them. Each of the actors is assigned a number from the very beginning. That number carries through on all of the items that they will wear during the show. And it's these local dressers who will be trained, and they will run off of track sheets to dress them. The actors are a key component in that, in making sure that they can help them through the first couple of nights to explain the amount of costumes that they have to change in and out of. We have everything from modern day to business suits, going right all the way into period ghosts.
Wow.
Exactly. So, and they're changing their clothes quite a bit throughout the entire show, except of course for Sam. But this is actually where they will actually do their wig swaps during the evening. There will be a couple of mannequin heads up here that will be utilized for those changes. And then we have a person on staff plus 2 locals who do all of that. Once again, some of that is literally moments. They'll come off stage, they'll strip out of what they were just in and go right back on stage. Stage manager actually calls the show from.
Okay.
Remarkably, it looks somewhat like stage right. We still have the same palette set of delivering items, tons of props, but we'll take a moment, we'll kind of take a look in here. This is the setup that actually controls those large screens that you just saw. Once again, all computer controlled. When you break it down, this is it. It's not extraordinarily exciting, but it is exciting, obviously, when we're trying to make problems go away. You'll see a couple of illusions. You will see everything that is the simplest of explanations to the most difficult of explanations, the most technical, none of which I'm going to tell you because it is magic, of course. We never want to give those secrets away. But the stuff you'll see tonight, when we get into the subway scene, you're going to see illusions of items floating and items magically being transported over. And the best thing I can tell you is, like any magician, there's a lot, it relies on mirrors and smoke and all sorts of wonderful illusions. But, also, when we get ready to teach Sam how to get out of the apartment and he has to work his way through a door, we utilize every department in the show to make that work, actually. Because there's illusions going on, we're heavily dependent on lighting. Scenic automation is actually part of it. That door unit is part of it. And he actually is passing through something solid. So, you know, it is magic. But at the end of the day, it takes every department working and for every bit of equipment to be doing its job for that to be an effective portrayal. One of the illusions we have in the show, near the end, where you will see Molly looking at a letter that she wrote earlier, it magically folds itself, much like the Marauders map in Harry Potter. So, it's a great effect. Watch for it. It's a lot of fun to watch. And no, she's not folding it.
It's the moment she realizes that Sam is present. So it's kind of a cool moment in the show.
Very
Yeah,
cool.
a very cool moment. But to answer that, she is not folding it. So stage manager is responsible for giving each one of us what our job duties are, letting us know it's time to do that or whatnot. Also, when we run into a problem, it's then usually myself and the stage manager talking about, okay, this is the problem. We have X amount of time. Do we need to hold this blackout? It's all very much a team effort to make it run, particularly on this show. This show is very heavy for the stage manager to the fact that they are constantly speaking. And they have, you know, a series of cue lights that they use, like those, which basically the locals understand that when they see that light go on, they're in standby for a cue. When that light goes off, they perform the cue. It's our job to tell them what that cue will be.
Right.
Ergo, lots of talking. So as much as the actors say on stage, we have a whole dialogue that we have to deliver. Right, and then the stage manager has their own dialogue to give to us so that we can do our job. We have over 100 moving light fixtures in the show. We have only a handful of conventionals, and when we say conventionals in our world, that just means a light that you focus and it doesn't ever move. We only have a handful of those. We have over 130 strobe lights in the show. It's ridiculous. But we have a ton, and we have a mixture of everything. We have everything from an incandescent lights all the way through LED technology. So we've got the full gambit of everything.
Something like 6,000 feet of cable or something like that.
Yeah, we're closing in on almost 2 miles of cable. When you take lighting and you take automation, you take audio, all of it. We've probably got close to 2 miles of cable, maybe even more.